Hi, I got some questions that I want to answer, and to prevent myself from idly spending time, I'll also keep working on my bike. Anyway, it's not my bike, on this bike. Okay, so the first question is, which is better, Shimano or SRAM? When it comes to road bicycles, also Campagnolo comes in play, and which is better, or which group set, which equipment is better of those manufacturers. And I've heard variations of that question. The last one I heard was, for me, a bit funny. Like I saw this bicycle, it has all Shimano equipment, so I'm not sure it's very good. I don't think it's very good, but it looks nice. And because of such statements and questions by people, that last one inspired me to make this video. And which is better, Shimano or SRAM? I would say that all the manufacturers have different classes of equipment they make, from the worst to the top class. The highest classes, so Shimano, SRAM, Campagnolo, they have very cheap, relatively cheap, lower priced equipment of lower classes, and higher priced equipment of higher classes. And when it comes to those high-end classes, the most expensive ones are expensive because you are paying for lower weight and better style. That's some mid-level of quality. There you are paying for the most durability. In my opinion, that gives the most durability per dollar given, and it's probably the sweet spot for any kind of recreational riding or similar. And finally, for the lowest end classes, you get the lowest acceptable quality, sometimes even unacceptably low quality, at the price that's not very cheap, but a lot cheaper than those higher classes. And in terms of making a choice between those manufacturers, I always say that people should look at what is available on their market. For example, in my country, I like to joke about Campagnolo that it is like a unicorn. Everyone knows that it's super cool, but no one has ever seen it. It's very difficult to find Campagnolo parts in my country. And a similar situation is with SRAM, but not as bad. Campagnolo is difficult to find and a lot more expensive, so in my city it gives the lowest bang for the buck. Shimano is the most widely available. You will have no problem, you will have the least amount of trouble finding spare parts and similar. So for me the choice is usually Shimano. I prefer it for that reason, but it's not better. I wouldn't say it's better than SRAM, for example, because if I understand correctly, in United States, SRAM is easy to find, and it's not any more expensive than Shimano when you compare similar qualities of equipment. And I would pick a SRAM with no problems if I knew that I can easily find spare parts and everything else I need. That's what it boils down to. Another question I got was about tools. What kind of tools are the best? And there are different manufacturers. Most popular is Park Tools, of course. And when it comes to tools, I say that they are like good wine. The older they are, the better. Because the tools that I had inherited from my father, like I have some over 50-year-old Allen or Hex skis made by Facom, and they are super hard, super durable, and they do the job. So I keep them as if they are made of gold. I use them only when I come to a problem that I can sense, okay, this is going to take a very hard tool, then I have a chance. So that comes with experience, but I try to preserve them. Because the tools that I can buy today, no matter how much money I give, even if I go and buy new Facom tools, they will not be as hard and as durable as the old ones. Why? This is my personal opinion based on the information that I have and on my experience. I don't want to insult any company, any manufacturer, or anyone else. There are modern standards for building things and tools, among other stuff, that allegedly take ecology, being eco-friendly into account. So some things, I'm not sure about the proper English term, but things that you add to a metal before you melt it and heat treat it and do anything. Some of those things that provide metal with a lot of hardness, stiffness, and durability in general are very toxic, both for digging them out of the ground, usually for mining them, and for manufacturing them and doing whatever is needed until they end up in the final product. And while you're making that product, it also results in more pollution. So the modern standards are so strict that they practically, in order to satisfy a standard, manufacturers today have to make their tools not be too hard and too durable. They are made to be as hard as is considered to be needed for the torques and the jobs that they work. So if they're making an Allen key, then you know for a 5mm Allen key you'll be using it with forces not over 20 Newton meters. Don't take my word for these exact numbers, but something like that. So they should be able to take that torque, and anything beyond that is practically forbidden. They will not be fulfilling ISO standards, or wherever in the world they are manufacturing and planning to sell, they need to satisfy those standards. So instead of making one tool that lasts for 100 years, now they make tools that don't last nearly as long, and it's called eco-friendly. That's why I'm not so convinced it's eco-friendly. It's better to make one tool in 100 years and not have to make a new one every year. But it's good for making money. That's what I think it boils down to. So still, can you find today new tools that are good? Yes, you can find tools of satisfactory quality that you will be able to work with, only they will not be as durable, and it is less likely that your children and grandchildren will inherit those tools. But still, when I'm buying new tools, either because my old ones finally gave up or because I don't have that type of tool, I work with what's available and try to find the best or the cheapest one that works well, that's of good enough quality. So I'll be making more videos and articles about tool reviews, explaining what has worked well for me, and perhaps even, I don't like doing that, but for some tools that I'm really not happy with, I also do things like a warning, like this doesn't work, don't make the same mistake as I do. But I prefer to just praise the things that are good, and so that people know what to get, what will likely work well for them. That's what I'm looking for when I'm looking for tools. I don't care about million models that are bad. I care about the few that are good, preferably not too expensive. And that's it. I hope I've answered the questions fully. If you have any other questions, use the comment section below. That's it. Thank you for watching, and cheers.